I always say that there is a home for every dog and cat, and we just have to work really hard to find it. And I think that's one of the amazing things about our people at OK Humane is that they are so passionate and so committed.
The very first time that I was able to help save an animal from the euthanasia list was something that really hit home with me, knowing that that animal was so close to facing a certain fate, and knowing that we were able to save that animal from that fate is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life.
You don't work for OK Humane unless you have a true passion for animals and share that unconditional love with them. It's not an easy job, especially to be on the front lines. We make a lot of hard decisions. We see a lot of difficult things, especially at the city shelter. And so you really have to be a dedicated person to enjoy what we do.
Our relationship with the city shelter here is very special. We've had remarkable success over the last 8 years working together. When we started working with the city shelter, less than 25% of the animals were coming out of the shelter alive. Today it's 68%. So we've played a big role in helping that to happen, and the strength of that partnership and the commitment to, to saving more lives has been really powerful.
If we can do it here in Oklahoma, we can do it anywhere. We have a lot of homeless animals, and if we can turn Oklahoma around, then I think anybody can do it.
We've been able to accomplish a lot over the last several years, but we have a lot more left to do.
We really couldn't do what we do without foster parents, because they are the #1 advocate for their foster animal. They speak up for their animal. They make sure their animal gets to and from all appointments. They take their animal to meet adopters. They know that animal better than anyone else, which ultimately is going to help place them in the right adoptive home.
Fostering is the easiest, hardest, most fulfilling, heartbreaking thing you can ever do. It's not for everybody, but I hope it's for enough of you that we could, together save these animals. The alternative is really heartbreaking.
I find so much joy in being able to work with people, talk to them about the animal, watch that connection that they have with the animal. It becomes a very emotional thing for me. It is not unusual to see me tear up many times throughout a day when I see an animal leaving, wagging its tail, or a cat curled up with someone. It's a very emotional thing for me.
In just 8 short years, our partnership with the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare Division and other rescues as well have moved the live release rate in Oklahoma City all the way almost to 70%. That's incredible strides, and we couldn't do it without the city of Oklahoma City. We couldn't do it without our community rallying around that, and I think Oklahoma City is headed in the right direction.
I think that we have a responsibility to promote educated pet ownership, and I believe that we do a great job of it because we are constantly setting that example in the way that we treat our animals. We believe that spay and neuter is the most proactive solution to animal overpopulation. We have an annual goal of 13,000. I believe next year we can raise the bar to 14,000. Ideally, we would be performing between 15 to 17,000 surgeries a year. I feel like that would really help us get to where we need to be ahead of the curve.
Because we're so unique in the way we're structured, people are very curious about what we do to be so successful. And, we're considered to be a best practice organization. People walk up to us all the time at conferences and ask us about our organization and what we do.
And what I really like about OK Humane is that we approach the overpopulation issue two-pronged. We have adoption, and then spay and neuter, and encouraging that in the community is actually going to be reducing the population of animals coming into the shelter.
We're asked to speak a lot about our model and how it works in this community, and we're generally just recognized as being on the cutting edge as a foster-based organization.
We are constantly working to put ourselves out of a job. That's basically our goal, so we don't want any more animals to spay and neuter, but the fact that we are doing 12,000, 13,000 animals a year really speaks to the fact that there are still so many out in our community that need to be spayed and neutered.
Part of the reason why everybody says that OK Humane's staff is so dedicated and so hardworking is because we know what it's like to receive the unconditional love from animals. but not only that, but feel unconditional love for the animals that we serve every day.
When a foster gets adopted, it's really the most amazing feeling.
The love that dogs have for people is what we want people to connect with when they come into our adoption center. We want them to experience what all of us experience on a personal level every day.
We work so hard to make sure that animals' lives are saved every day. And we do it because we love animals, and we do it because they love us. And everyone can relate to that unconditional love. It's not just us, you know. The community knows what that love feels like, and whether you're fostering or volunteering or giving your money to help us, it all comes back to that.
We at OK Humane have had tremendous success here in Oklahoma City, and it's due in a large part to the support we've gotten from our donors in the community. But we need even more help if we're really going to accomplish our vision of seeing that day when we can find a home for every healthy and adoptable pet.